This is a quick explanation for section 3.1 problem 1 in the homework. So first of all, I want to clarify what exactly is a constant coefficient. If your function reads as 11x to the 10th plus 9x squared plus 5x minus 10, the last term where there's no x involved is so-called a constant term because this whole thing is a constant. There's no variable involved in it. So in order to find the degree and leading coefficient, it's essentially asking you what's the leading term of your polynomial function. So as we discussed before, you identify all the leading terms of each factors and you put them together. Be careful with the coefficients and the sign. You need to include all of those in your discussion. And in this case, you end up with negative 64x to the power 4. So my degree is 4, and my coefficient is negative 64. Well, you may say we've never discussed how to identify the constant coefficients, but if you think about it, well, one thing you could have done is you could have FOIL out this whole problem and figure out what exactly is the last term, the term without x in it. But if you think about it conceptually, just like the highest order term, the leading term where you want all the x to be used, the constant term is you don't want any x involved in your discussion. Therefore, the calculation is simply identify all the constant terms you have, including their degree in your discussion. So it guarantees that you will not have x in your calculation, hence it's a constant variable. So you can find your answer pretty easily, which is 108 in this case. But of course, you always have the option of FOIL out the whole problem. So you can write it as something that's going from the highest order to the lowest order with multiple terms added together. And then you can find the leading term and the constant term. But I do not encourage you to do that because it's extremely time consuming, and also a lot of times we only care about the graph of a function, which does not really need the middle terms.